怎么回事？再探再报，妹，好是嘞。
I like to think there's a reason for everything. And when Kuro gave out Sanhua for free to every single player, there was a reason for that. When it comes to 4-star characters and their design, there are some absolute standouts on the roster. These characters have certain traits that make them a staple across many teams. It could be their immense synergy with some of the strongest characters in the game, the incredible smoothness of their gameplay, or unique, engaging mechanics that are built into their kits that makes playing them a breath of fresh air compared to their peers. When you think about Sanhua and what she provides to your gameplay and team rotations, she's a combination of all three of those traits. She is, in my definition, the perfect 4-star character. One that fits into a wide variety of teams, has incredible rotation flexibility, and a wide variety of unique mechanics and kit interactions that scale very well with her dupes. There's a reason why they gave her out for free to every single player. She's one of the most well-designed 4-star units in the game, and has the immense privilege of synergizing with a huge portion of the roster. She was, in many ways, one of the most efficient and worthwhile characters to invest in. Today, we'll be diving into why this is the case, exploring the fantastic ways that Sanhua contributes to team compositions, how her flexibility is easily one of her greatest strengths, and how she'll likely be one of the most future-proof and power creep immune units in the game. She simply brings too much to the table to do anything other than age like a fine wine. As always, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Sanhua at her core serves more of a supportive role on her teams, taking on the position of a sub-DPS that offers a respectable amount of damage, but mainly focuses on buffing other teammates. She shines brilliantly in this position. Every factor of her design hinges on a very unique mechanic activated through her Forte circuit. Rather than a Forte circuit that builds up with actions or attacks made on field like many other characters, Sanhua uses her circuit to detonate ice creations that she conjures through the use of her Resonance skill and Resonance Liberation. With each ice creation made, the size of her Forte circuit grows, and she can detonate these creations by holding down the basic attack button and releasing once the gauge is above the active part of her circuit. This is, perhaps, one of the most unique integrations of a Forte circuit ability that we've seen in Wuthering Waves, and this is a character released in just version 1.0. This ability adds a huge amount of depth, complexity, and most importantly, rewards for her gameplay. It can be difficult to time this attack properly when faced up against enemy attacks. It's incredibly easy to cancel the attack through a dodge or simply get hit during the sequence, causing some massive problems in your rotations. But with that risk comes some amazing rewards. When designing a high-skill character, Kuro made learning them worth it. This is because Sanhua's Forte circuit detonation generates some of the most concerto energy in the game. With certain 4-star weapons like Overture, which generate concerto energy on their own, Sanhua can quite literally cast her Resonance Liberation, then her Resonance skill, and then detonate her Forte circuit to generate close to, if not 100% of her concerto energy. What this means is that she has one of the fastest rotations in the game, provided you can use her circuit properly, and that means faster access to other party members' intro skills for more resource generation, faster access to the most damaging team members' rotations, and perhaps most importantly, faster access to her outro skills' fantastic buffs. Sanhua's outro skill grants a massive 38% boost to basic attack damage. While these bonuses might appear tailor-made for characters like Encore or Ling Yang who deal a majority of their damage through basic attacks, Sanhua is actually far more flexible than you might think. Almost every DPS in the game is going to be using their basic attack at some point within their rotation. While there are some standouts like Jian or Jin Si who deal virtually no damage through basic attacks, every other DPS weaves these attacks into their rotation to gain access to their most damaging moves, like Chang Li, Calcharo, Havoc Rover, and in the future, Shangli Yao. What this means is that Sanhua can be slotted in as a sub DPS that gives minor damage boosts to these characters, while more importantly providing consistent access to their intro skills, which generate a huge amount of concerto and resonance energy, streamlining the team's overall rotations and, in some ways, lowering energy regeneration requirements. There's also another massive benefit to using these constantly available intro and outro skills: the Moonlit Clouds Sonata Sets buff. Sanhwa's massive concerto energy generation when played well allows her main DPS to have near permanent uptime on the set's massive 22.5% attack buff, which means that she has a very respectable buffing ability even if she isn't supporting a character centered around these basic attacks. These general buffing abilities get extended even further as you accumulate more and more of her nodes, with her 6th sequence node granting a massive 20% attack boost to the entire party. What this ultimately means is that Sanhwa, at max copies, could potentially be one of the best general buffers in the game, as when this effect is combined with Moonlit Clouds, she's granting at minimum a 42.5% attack boost to your DPS, and this isn't even counting any impact from her outro skill. Combine that with her ability to pretty much instantly generate her entire concerto energy gauge, this is a character that you'll likely be able to slot into any team as you invest more and more into her. Kuro did a fantastic job balancing this with the fact that, well, you have to play her properly to gain any of these benefits. Many other 4-star sub-DPS characters have similar effects on their last sequence nodes, such as with characters like Mortefi or Dan Jin, but Sanhwa has that massive advantage of simply accessing these buffs much faster than those characters. The last, but potentially most important thing to note when it comes to Sanhwa is that she is likely the most free-to-play friendly buffer in the game. She synergizes fantastically with every single standard 5-star character, as well as the free Havoc Rover, as all of these characters either have to use basic attacks across their rotation like Calcharo, or simply have their entire kit centered around them like Encore or Ling Yang. When Kuro essentially gave out 3 standard characters at the launch of the game, there were very high chances that every single player had at least one of these characters within a week of playing the game, and what that meant was that Sanhwa was immediately one of the best characters that they could have invested in. Like I said, there's a reason for everything. And there's a very good reason as to why Kuro gave out Sanhwa for free. While she isn't the easiest character to pilot in the game, she provides so much potential upside to teams that it's hard not to recommend her to every single player. One of my biggest regrets when it comes to Wuthering Waves is not playing this character sooner. But when resources are limited and there are so many amazing characters to pull and spend those resources on instead, you can't blame anybody for missing out on her potential. Give her a spin sometime. As always, if you enjoyed this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.